Gaza is burning. Israel unleashed a massive ground assault, pounding the city from air, land and sea. Israel says the massive offensive aims at eliminating thousands of Hamas fighters in the Gaza City. The EU says the assault spells death and destruction. Similar voices coming from Germany and the UK. The United Nations now says that the evidence is mounting of genocide in Gaza and urging Israel to end the carnage.
Roar of tanks, the flash of missiles, the thunder of artillery. Gaza City is under its fiercest attack yet. Israeli military calls it the main stage of ground offensive. From the skies, jets hammer the city. The few remaining high-rises, like this one, are falling like a pack of cards. On the ground, columns of troops push deeper, block by block. Gazans describe fireballs tearing through neighborhoods.
I don't know what kind of planes, weapons, or explosives they are bringing to kill children here in Gaza. Why? Our children are sleeping in God's safety when they strike them, kill them and turn them to remains.
Israel estimates 3,000 Hamas fighters remain entrenched inside Gaza City, but the cost is devastating. Long lines of Palestinians are seen fleeing on foot, clutching bundles, dragging the elderly, children crying in fear. Their homes lie behind them, their future unknown.
We have begun to wish for death, death rather than this life we live today. Our young men have had their limbs amputated, our women have become widows, our children have become orphans, our lives have become hell. Today, we live in hell.
The United Nations Rights Chief says evidence is mounting of genocide in Gaza. The European Union calls the assault death and destruction. Britain and Germany echo the alarm, but the offensive pushes on. Hours before the assault began, Washington gave its tacit backing. The Trump administration said Israel has unwavering support.
People of Gaza deserve a better future, but that better future cannot begin until Hamas is eliminated. That's what the president wants to see happen, and that's what you can count on our unwavering support and commitment to see come to fruition.
But even inside Israel, unease grows. Families of hostages march demanding Netanyahu must secure a ceasefire deal to bring their loved ones home. Their voices tremble with urgency.
You can't drag your feet any longer. If you don't stop the war now and bring back all the hostages, you will be responsible for the death and the disappearance of all the remaining hostages, dead and alive. Bring them back today.
Gaza is a city in flames. Streets are shattered, hospitals are overflowing, the cries pierce the air, and still the bombardment goes on. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Mr. Elijah J. Magnier is a war correspondent and also an analyst. He is now joining us live from Brussels. Mr. Magnier, thank you very much for making time for us and welcome. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is unrelenting in his efforts. Trump has backed the new offensive and has warned Hamas. Qatar says the talks will resume even though the results are in limbo. So what options does Hamas have?
Thank you for having me. Hamas doesn't have any option really but to accept a peace deal. However, every time that Hamas accepts a deal, Benjamin Netanyahu is sabotaging it. So the last time Hamas was discussing the deal that was forwarded by President Donald Trump, 24 hours later, Benjamin Netanyahu bombed Doha, Qatar, during the meeting of Hamas. A few weeks before that, Hamas agreed on the document that was forwarded by Benjamin Netanyahu to the Americans, and the Americans to the Qatari, and from them to Hamas, and Hamas announced the agreement, but Benjamin Netanyahu did not even respond. So the only option for Hamas now is to fight, because Benjamin Netanyahu has already decided long ago to go and occupy Gaza City and later on the entire strip. Already he has a control of 40% of Gaza.
Mr. Magnier, now talking about Gaza City, what's your take on these ground offensives? Are they really eradicating or emboldening Hamas? And where do they leave the fate of the hostages?
Well, let me start with the end. It is clear for all the family of the hostages in Israel, they are begging Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to attack Gaza City, because they know this will be the end of 8 to 10 out of 20 hostages that's still alive. So inevitably, when the Israelis will be advancing in Gaza City, there will be carpet bombing for the security of the troop, therefore killing the hostages as well. This is an awareness that Benjamin Netanyahu has, and as the way he's thinking, he is not going to sacrifice his plan for 20 hostages. Now, the Israeli army has formally announced the beginning of the second phase of Gedeon Chariot 2, confirming that there will be 2 divisions and a third one on alert, ready to join in. And as typical in every modern military campaign, it begins with a preparatory bombardment designed to soften resistance, flatten infrastructure, and disorientate defenders, but above all, push all the civilians away from the city. The problem is there are 1 million civilians in Gaza City, and only by today, around 200,000 that managed to escape. Therefore, it's going to be very difficult for any army to move in with the troops with 800,000 inhabitants. And for that, there is going to be bombardment on daily basis, every day more intense, to convince, forcibly convince the population to flee. The other problem is, where do they go? There are no safe areas in Gaza.
All right. Mr. Elijah J. Magnier, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.